Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. First of all, you guys know the drill. If you guys would please smash that like button, I'd really appreciate it. If you guys could leave a comment down below, I don't care what it is, it super helps the channel out. Now, it's actually Friday night. We actually have all of our jobs out of the shop. Today was delivery day. It was such a crazy week. I brought a lot of jobs, a lot of repairs in this week, and it was absolutely crazy. We got some parts sitting here. We have a new door for a Toyota Venza that's coming in. And we also have the front bumper right there. We have several of the parts in the back as well. We have a hood for a Nissan Altima. And we also have the grille and the rear bumper for the Toyota Land Cruiser that we repainted. So this hood's gotta be silver. Customer had a tree come down on their vehicle, smashed their hood, windshield, and cowl. He already had his windshield replaced, so we bought a brand new cowl from Nissan, and we have a brand new hood. So we gotta cut this in silver on Monday, and then probably Tuesday we'll flip it back over, prep it out, and go ahead and get the top side painted. See, we got the Del Sol inside. Inside the spray booth, really quick, guys. Oh my gosh, we absolutely got to do a refresh on the booth. Our booth coating is looking nasty. You can hear right now how windy it is. It's crazy wind right now. I thought our stack literally blew away, but you can hear the butterfly flaps. When you turn the booth door, or the booth fan on, the butterfly flaps open up, and you can hear the wind catching those right now, kind of making a lot of noise. But anyways, we have the roof for the Toyota Land Cruiser that we repainted. In here, we're gonna go ahead and paint it the original color. We're gonna have our graphics guy actually cut some vinyl that we're gonna lay back in here, so these aren't gonna be painted. We took the glass out to get a cleaner finish, plus reseal the windows. So there you have it. We're gonna go ahead and recoat that silver in the OEM color on Monday. We had one small tiny repair to do right on the corner. You can see it has kind of like a textured finish. We're gonna go ahead and apply some fresh texture to this corner, kind of blend our texture out, and we'll go ahead and shoot it in some silver, and then go ahead and put a couple coats of clear on it, and it'll be good to go, along with the bumper and the grille. I'm sure you guys know by the thumbnail, I'm gonna get to the good stuff here in a minute. Our shop is getting way too small, guys. We absolutely need a bigger facility. It is in the works. We do have plans to upgrade our shop and probably move our spray booth and everything, if not buy a new spray booth and get rid of this one. But we definitely need more space. We have way too many jobs. We're tripping over each other all week long. We have the shop just full of cars, literally just stuffed in here. This is the best it's looked in probably 3 to 4 weeks. So on the lift, guys, I know it's been a couple weeks, so thank you for the patience. I just wanted to make sure I deliver you guys some decent updates and some decent content as far as the Fast and Furious Jetta. There it is, guys. It is basically fully assembled. It's a little bit dusty right now just from sitting on the lift for a few days here, but we went ahead and yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and do a quick little walk around, guys. And there is the front. Look at that, guys. Super excited to see the front end to come together like this. Went ahead and repainted this entire car. As you guys know, if you guys have been following the videos, we brought this car in a few months back, and we went ahead and went through the entire vehicle. We went ahead and dropped the transmission out, did the rear main seal, clutch, flywheel, put the transmission back on. We did output shafts, timing belt, water pump, thermostat, oil pan gasket, front main seal, valve cover gasket, spark plugs, cap, rotor, wires, all that stuff, PCV valve, air filter, alternator belt, power steering belt, all that good stuff. Went ahead and put a brand new radiator in, and we also put in a brand new AC condenser. And please excuse the exhaust. That stack is about an extra 12 feet out the roof right now. And on the very top, there's a butterfly flap. So making a lot of noise because it's super windy outside. We also did full front and rear brakes. You can see here we have some brand new zinc coated rotors. Now we just put these on this week. We went ahead and replaced our brake calipers, front and rear, with brand new OEM Remand brake calipers. Ceramic pads, put synthetic grease on the caliper pins. And there's our new output shafts. We did brand new front wheel bearings. We went ahead and repainted our dust shields, new axle nuts, fully adjustable coilover suspension. We still have to adjust the height a little bit, of course, once the wheels and tires are on. Super happy with how good the brakes. Now, of course, the Hero 1 car had Brembo big brakes in gloss black. Of course, we're not gonna do the Brembo big brakes, at least at the moment. But for now, we kind of replicated the same look that the Brembo big brakes did have to the rear now. Same thing, zinc coated brake rotor, pressed in new wheel bearings on the inner and outer, and an inner wheel seal. Brand new brake caliper on the rear. Went ahead and repainted those shields as well. You can see we got our rear coilover suspension installed. As far as the body goes, after paint, before we did any assembly, we let it cure for a full week. We also did a full color sand and buff. We still have a little more to go, but we did color sand and buff the main part of the body. And after it had been a full week, we went ahead and installed our spoiler, which we went ahead and assembled and cut and polished ahead of time. We did finally source a new rear brake light. I'll have to update you guys on that in a second. But yeah, went ahead and popped the tail lights in, tail light filler panel. We have our Too Soon Junior license plate that is authentic tabs from California. June of 2001 is when the movie came out. So just kind of a tribute to the movie, of course. After about a week and a half, we went ahead and applied the wheel flares. Those had to go on before the front and rear bumpers. So then we installed our rear bumper this week, along with our front bumper. So we got our front bumper on, which we already had pre-assembled with our new lights. After the cut and polish was done, we did install our color matched window squirters. And you can also see we have brand new windshield installed. So shout out to Rafa Pro Tint and his team at A Better Windshield. They did it here in-house. We actually replaced the rear window as well. So we have a brand new rear glass installed, looking super clean. Mikey did a pretty good job installing the headlights, the covers, and the grille, and our grille filler. We have our color matched emblems. Everything looks really good. It is an aftermarket grille. We do actually have an aftermarket core support on this as well. We have a little bit of alignment issue right here, but overall, I give it a 9 out of 10. We saw pictures of the actual hero car, and we were actually, and it could of course been well after the film was done and after it had been passed down a couple times. We saw some pretty bad gaps on it, so we're really happy with the gaps on our front end. I'm just gonna do a little sides left to right sweep here. Pretty happy. Now we can also do a little bit of adjustment if we want to, but it's looking really good. And of course, we already had our front lip mounted to our front bumper. We did have to shave down the strictly foreign grille filler piece a little bit to get our clearance under the hood. So we do want to be careful every time we open and close this hood to make sure that we don't just slam it and make sure we don't avoid any paint damage to the strictly foreign grille filler piece. Now that could be because we do have an aftermarket grille, but everything overall is looking really good, guys. Now we do have the OEM mirrors, which as you guys know, the hero car did have the Haggis mirrors, which are really hard to find. I kind of slept on a set. I woke up and by the time I saw someone selling a set, they went ahead and swooped them. So we went ahead and painted the stock mirrors for now, which is actually technically movie correct because all the stunt cars in the movie actually did have the stock mirrors. So we are correct there for the most part, but we are gonna still be looking for a set of Haggis mirrors, and we'll go ahead and switch these out at some point. Now our door handles are not OEM. They have been replaced with OEM aftermarket replacements. Overall, the fit and finish is pretty good. As I tightened them, they did want to kick at a slight angle. So I did have to come in and slightly file the edge. And I did that very carefully. I put a piece of masking tape there and I just took a little file, held them open like this, and I went ahead and just filed the inside edge a little bit so they actually closed up. They were kind of sitting out like this a lot. So now they sit a little more flush. So I did have to file all the door handles just a little bit, front and rear. Same thing right there. But our door handles are installed. They look super clean. Our original door handles were just sun faded, sun rotted, cracked, you name it, looking really rough. So I was super happy for the most part on these door handles. They do feel pretty good. Came with new locks, new keys. We went ahead and hung the door moldings. Got those back in place. Now, guys, I don't know if you guys know or not, but I do recommend the use of Adhesion Promoter when you guys install things with the 3M double-sided tape. Don't just stick it on there. If you guys use Adhesion Promoter, it will enhance the stick of your 3M double-sided tape 10 times. So I cannot stress it enough, but always make sure you use Adhesion Promoter, and I'm confident that these will adhere better than stock. This car, almost every single molding was pretty much loose as I was working on it. Now I thought the door moldings were intact, but as we started prepping out the car, I discovered that all the door moldings were actually starting to peel off a little bit in the front and a little bit in the rear. Some of them had a little peeled spot in the center. They were basically about to fall off. A windy day, those things would have fell off. So I'm glad I took them off before paint. And we reapplied 3M double-sided tape with adhesion promoter to the part, then the tape to the part, and then adhesion promoter on the surface of the painted doors after paint. And of course, we always like to let our paint cure for just a little bit before we just start slamming parts over the fresh paint. The longer you can let it cure, the better, but I do recommend at least a week, and of course, keep it inside a heated area. Anything above 60 is pretty good, but I'd at least give it a week before you start installing parts if you can. Now, our rocker panels, we just installed today. I'm not fully done. These screws are just kind of sitting here. They're still loose a little bit. I got some speed clips on the back, some gold zinc plated screws. I do kind of want to get some rubber washers to put between the hardware. So I am probably going to be removing these rear speed clips on the back, and I'm going to go ahead and apply a rubber washer to create a little bit of a gasket between the zinc coated screws and the fresh paint, which will also help prevent any sort of cracking or flexing or anything like that. Now there's double-sided tape, same thing. We use adhesion promoter along the side. Overall, the Wings West kit fits. It's not beautiful. Reminds me of the old 90s kits, of course. So it is pretty old school. And for the most part, you just got to be willing to fix it up a little bit and make it work. As now under here, I do have 3 riv nuts set into the factory rocker panel, and I have these zinc plated 6mm bolts going up. Now you can see they're loose. I just got them finger tight right now. I'm going to go ahead and back those back out, and we're going to be sticking some rubber washers between everything as well, just to make sure that we kind of prevent any paint damage. I could go with a slimmer bolt, but I don't mind the look of a fresh zinc coated bolt in place there. Kind of matches everything else we got going on. You can see the wheel flares are all got speed clips, zinc plated hardware. Everything's looking really good. Rear lip fits so-so. It kind of hooks over the edge here. I'm not very impressed with it. It really just is not the right shape. I've tried to heat it up and kind of form it. It's made it better. It's not going anywhere. Of course, it's mounted to the side. It's sticking pretty good on the sides. The back center section's not really wanting to stay very well, so we're going to go ahead and make 3 brackets that are going to go ahead and mount to the bolts underneath the bumper there. You can see here we got 1 bolt there, 1 bolt there, and 1 bolt there. So we're going to go ahead and make a little L bracket that just shoots straight back and goes right into the inside part of the lip. We went ahead and did foam tape between the spoiler to go ahead and try to protect the spoiler from rubbing into the paint. And it's of course mounted with 3 bolts per side. And we have our smoked LED. Super not happy with Wings West. They would not give me the correct light. Now you can see here I do have one in there, which is the correct light, but unfortunately, so let me just start with the beginning of the story. Wings West sent me this light. It fit in the hole. Of course, it mounts at an angle, so the LEDs are pointing upwards. Does not fill the entire hole. You can see how slim and flat it is compared to these, like 45-degree arched LED lights. Now, you can see it's the right length, completely the wrong light. They totally dodged me as far as contacting them. I was even willing to just pay for a light. They did give me a light. I will go ahead and pay for a light, but just send me an invoice. Here's my debit card number. Would not even get back to me. Blew me off a couple different times. So overall, Wings West customer service is crap, guys. Complete crap. I will tell you that. Their products, I mean, they are what they are. They're body kit products. They come with pinholes. They come with cracks. My spoiler is completely cracked on every corner. The lips, the side skirts, all pinholes. Poor mold, but overall, it is what it is. They kind of expect you to go to a body shop and have it professionally fixed up and painted and blah, blah, blah. But a lot of money for products that are just not really that up to par, especially for the year 2023. Maybe they were up to par back in 1993, but not all that great, which is not a big deal. But as far as the customer service, I run a small business, and customer service is everything. So Wings West, complete crap. I don't know what to tell you guys. Sorry. But anyways, back to the lights. They sent me this light. I reached out to Gary at RainCap, so shout out to RainCap Inc. here locally in Whatcom County. He had a light that looked correct. Went in there, and sure enough, it was correct. Now, these lights are for a snug top canopy, which was pretty common to use canopy lights and stuff like that from canopies and like tonneau covers and stuff like that, especially in the 90s, early 2000s. So we went ahead and figured out, I went ahead and bought this light from him because he had it in stock. Got back here, it was the right light, super pumped. But before I mounted it, I wanted to make sure, was it the right light? Because I keep seeing different things. I've seen people with clear lights, I've seen people with the red light, and I've seen people with the smoked light. Now, after watching Craig Lieberman's video in 4K on my giant TV at home, I went ahead and paused it on every single image I could get. Super hard to see, but I finally found a couple clean, visible shots of it clearly being a smoked LED. So it wasn't a red light, wasn't a clear light, wasn't a red tinted light. It was literally a clear smoked LED light, just like this one here. Now, the reason why I have a brand new one sitting right here is because the one that I got first, now keep in mind I paid $70 for this light. I got it in, I was going to put it in, and I'm feeding the wire through the hole, and I don't know, it just slipped out of my butterfingers, hit the concrete, chipped the corner. Could not believe it, guys. I'm clumsy. If you can screw it up, I will. Super clumsy. Chipped the corner. No big deal. I know how to fix things. So I pulled up my grinder, laid a little tape line, went ahead and shaved the corner, and then went ahead and made the other corner kind of match. It looked pretty good in my hand. Popped it in. But I kind of realized that I really don't like the look of the opening at the top, and it's tight there. I should have just went ahead and shaved the whole inner edge on both sides, and then it just would have been a little bit of a gap, but at least it would have looked kind of consistent. So popped it in. It's fine, but I woke up last Saturday morning about 4 a.m. and it was the first thing I thought about. Drove me nuts. We've done extraordinary in-depth detail work on this. We've poured a lot of money into this car. We're trying to be one of the best replica built Jettas out there, and it's just not acceptable. So about 4:15 a.m. last Saturday, I went ahead and ordered another light. So another $70 for another light. So we're going to carefully mask off the paint here. We're going to get in there, separate this light, pull it back out, and we're going to go ahead and feed in the new smoked LED here. So I'm going to go ahead and put some heat shrink tubing around the wiring here, about 3 to 4 inches long, and make sure it's well protected before we feed it through the hole. Then we'll go ahead and mount this light. I already put a piece of 3M tape, and we'll go ahead and put the new one in there. So the lights have been quite the runaround. Now you can see here I got some wire loom. We're going to go ahead and loom the wire once it's inside the trunk and secure it nicely to the trunk all the way to the brake light. I got some fresh window wiper blades to go on there. We do have our third brake light here. I have another one because my glass guys actually took this with them when they took the rear glass out and recycled it. And when they showed back up, they had the whole rear brake light sitting on the back glass ready to go in. And so I thought I was missing something. So anyways, I don't need the extra, so we're going to keep that for an emergency. And I'm going to go ahead and put some LED bulbs in here. Go ahead and pop this in the back glass. And other than that, we got to put our speakers, our front door panels back on. I do have some pink antifreeze that's going to go back in here. We just have to make sure all the antifreeze is evacuated from the system, and we'll go ahead and fill this thing up with antifreeze. But super pumped, guys. So I just have a few more little details as far as hardware and some gaskets to go back in. I'm going to change that third brake light. So I'm going to go ahead and go down first. The top of the spoiler on the Hero car was carbon fiber, and then it was color matched underneath. So to solve that issue, we went ahead and got a piece of 3M carbon fiber. Now you can see here right now, I have it laying flat on the roof. Now this is 3M wrap film series 2080, and we got some magnets here, just basically letting this lay out flat because it did come in a roll. So we are going to be laying this across our spoiler, and we're going to go ahead and mount that on the spoiler probably next week. Now over here you can see we do have the 1080 series examples sample deck here, and that's how we determined what carbon fiber wrap we wanted. We did check out Tech Wraps. They did have a glossy finished carbon fiber, but it just looked really cheesy. So we went ahead and went with the 3M, good old reliable quality 3M. Not very glossy, it has a little bit of a sheen to it, but overall I think we're gonna have a quality product here. It's probably never gonna be sitting next to another one. So there you have it. We also have some wrap tools sitting here. We have our 3M knifeless tape, some 3M tape primer. We have our spreaders, stuff like that. But this knifeless tape, that's how we are actually gonna get our crisp lines exactly where we need it. And I have some photos from Craig Lieberman's video. So we're gonna try to get it exactly how the Hero car was. So for the weekend, we're gonna let that flatten out a little bit. Here's the vehicle again at a lower angle. And then if you guys didn't see it already, we just got our wheels back from powder coating. They look awesome. Now these are the drag DR33s. Now these are in 18s. We know the Hero car had 19s. You cannot get them anymore. Very difficult to find. And even if you do, you're gonna have to spend a big money to get them. And you're also gonna have to do some work probably to refurbish them. But you can see our brand new tuner style lug nuts here in chrome. And we also went ahead and took the drag DR33 center caps that came chrome. We went ahead and candy coated them red, clear coated them. And we also had TNT signs in Ferndale. Shout out to Justin and Ted there. They hooked it up with some Nitro decals to go right in the center cap to give us that look. They're not true Koenig tantrums, so we decided to incorporate our branding to separate our build from others within the wheel. So if you guys don't know yet, that is the Nitro N. And we also have our brand new valve stems, which come black. And we went ahead and got some red anodized covers. So those will of course be sitting just like that, just like the Hero car. And we are also going to be getting another decal on the one spoke that says instead of Tantrum by Koenig, it will say Nitro Autolab. So we are going to get some more decals to go right on one of the spokes to represent our shop before we put these on the car. Graphics are ordered from Modern Image. They were very, very spendy guys, but I do advise not to cheap out on vinyl. You will get a cheap product that doesn't work, shrinks, and could possibly fade and completely look the wrong color at some point. So I'm gonna go up right now and show you guys the stainless exhaust. Please be patient. Can't wait for the graphics. Now I just put in the order yesterday afternoon, so they said about 4 business days to actually make the graphics, and then about 3 to 4 business days to ship them. So about a week and a half, I'm hoping to see some graphics. Maybe after a couple weeks, we'll actually be able to get them installed, which will be perfect timing because the car has been painted for about, I believe, 3 weeks as of tomorrow. So they'll actually be about 5 weeks before the graphics put on. So it'll be about 5 to 6 weeks before of curing time. So pretty happy with that. So here's just another shot of the brakes and the suspension, looking super fresh. All that gold zinc hardware. Super, super, super happy with the hardware. Still got some speed clips to put in there. Of course, our gold zinc. I still got to secure the front wheel liners. Got to figure out what to do up here to do a nice clean install. But anyways, we are going to start here. Mikey went ahead and took a Sawzall and cut off the flange about 2 inches back from the cat. We did go ahead and delete the cat, which also left us with an O2 sensor hanging. So we went ahead and put in the sniffer. This should help with our O2 sensor reading. We may or may not get a check engine light. We can always reanalyze this later. Not too worried about it, guys. But we do have somewhere for the O2 sensor to bolt in, which is actually pretty nice. So super pumped. So we are 2.5 inches from the header back. So you can see there, full 2.5 inch stainless. Went ahead and put a 90 to there, another 90, and a 45-degree bend right there, another piece of straight. And he went ahead and installed this Dtm Style Muffler. Now, again, we had a picture from Craig Lieberman's video of the exhaust and the exact placement, and there you have it. Super clean. Now, the original Dtm muffler did have like carbon fiber, of course, like outer surroundings here. We may or may not try to wrap them. We'll see how hot this gets. We don't know how hot it's gonna get. It might not get hot at all. Maybe we can wrap it. Maybe we'll just leave it. Looks super clean the way it is. Super happy. Clearance, it's perfect. Now you can see there, we went ahead and drilled one hole inside the trunk floor. We set a 3/8 riv nut, and we also put a 3/8 bolt, which is plenty strong enough to secure our hanger. And we went ahead and put one hanger here, right on the edge of the muffler. Got a nice weld there. And we went ahead and put another hanger off the factory mount here. We used the factory bolt to secure that, and went to the pipe there. And you can see there, we have the factory hanger right there in the center. So this exhaust is literally part of the car, guys. It is not going anywhere. It is super secure. It's not gonna be bouncing around. If I push any harder, I'll knock the car off the lift. So there you have it, guys. I'm not gonna start it up right now. Our battery's dead right now. I don't feel like jumping it and making a bunch of noise. But just wanted to give you guys a really good, solid update on the Fast and Furious Jetta. So I appreciate you guys watching the video. In the next update, this next week, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the wheels and tires mounted up on the car. Brakes will be bled. This will be back down on the ground. So stay tuned for the update. I appreciate you guys rocking with me. I look forward to making a lot more videos, a lot more content to come with some of these cool cars. We gotta get this thing detailed up and get some videos in. And of course, the Lamborghini Lime Green Del Sol. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of the Fast and Furious Jetta. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet, and we'll see you in the next one. Rah!
Ooh, like LeBron though, or like Bonzo. Ooh, I'm a baller, yeah, shot caller, yeah. They love me, you can't touch me, nah, can't trust me. I'm too lucky. Look at me, look at you, what you see, what you do.